assumption. Well, I'll trust that my voice will be able to carry. Can everybody hear me in the sanctuary?
Yes.
I just give praise and honor to God that I'm able to stand here in this pulpit on this occasion. My assignment is to address why our votes count. And nobody can tell you when you live through something what you've been through. I remember as a little boy how the names that we were called, and everybody on that side of town was called the same name. And it wasn't pretty. And you weren't always treated with the kindness of breeding as we are doing now in this particular setting. And if I were to take you down, I'm like Marvin Gaye, but I just heard it through the grapevine, that when this nation was founded, only white men who own land can vote. Enslaved people, or those who were brought here, did not have rights according to the Constitution. It wasn't until after the Civil War and the 15th Amendment that it was intended to protect the rights for all citizens to vote. And this amendment extended to black people and other people of color. Now, we say this today, but back then that was a big thing. Because the fact is that we didn't really know what the power of the vote was. It wasn't until the 19th Amendment was passed that women were extended the right to vote. So you had the 15th Amendment for black people. You had the 19th Amendment for women. Well, isn't it historically ironic that Barack Obama was elected first? Y'all with me? Y'all give me, this is a church. I'm supposed to have some kind of call and feedback. This ain't Sunday school, y'all can say something. So in the 15th Amendment, black people was given the right to vote. Yes, sir. The 19th Amendment. And where I was going is that isn't it historically ironic that we're rallying people to vote after the first? I didn't think that I would ever see it. A black man elected president. Never think, not in my lifetime. My mama didn't see it. My daddy and grandparents didn't see it. But we saw it. And we're on the verge. Now, we can't tell you who to vote for. I'm only telling you what the history books are going to say. That we're on the verge of electing a potentially a woman president. So now you have the 15th and the 19th. You got Barack and one of those persons on the ballot. Now let me give you a couple other pieces that you should remember. The 24th Amendment it basically banned poll tax. Most of you don't even know what a poll tax is. No. I know. Oh. Poll tax, and basically if you didn't have the money, you didn't vote. And then the 26th Amendment. So I'm giving you 4 amendments. What was the first one? What was the second one? 19. And to 24 was the eliminated ban of poll tax. The 26th Amendment lowered the voting age to 18. It was 21. And I lived through that one because I can remember it said, if I can go to war and die, shouldn't I also be eligible to vote? Yes, sir. So those 4 amendments is giving you the backdrop why vote counts. So if I can go, I have a right to vote. However, all of these measures were not successful in ending the techniques that were designed to stop black people from voting. Say it again. They were designed to stop black people from voting. They had a grandfather clause. If your grandfather didn't vote, The current terms that they use is called voter identification laws. They have been systematic and strategic in terms of voter suppression. Then they talked about voter intimidation. Didn't they just burn down a church in Mississippi last week? They had 16 polling locations in North Carolina. They reduced it down to 1. They dropped names of black voters from the polls. Your list don't exist. Or they changed the voting location. I hope I leave enough room for the rest of y'all. But I'm just telling them like what I got. This is my vote count. The end effect of all of these tactics is the same. Reduce the black vote from being counted at any cost. When I was the New England Area Conference president of the NAACP back in November 8th, 2000. So tomorrow, it was 16 years ago, tomorrow, we were dealing with the same issue. We remember the hanging chair, votes not being counted in Dane County, in Broward County. Well, you all have to imagine who lives in Dane and Broward County. Yes, sir. You know that. And in December 2000, we protested and we marched in downtown Miami. And the frame was, count every vote. Make every vote count. It went on to the Supreme Court. And Vice President Al Gore lost to George W. Bush to become president of the United States. Mark these words, the Supreme Court. Because we're going to come back to that. 4 years later, Ohio took the center stage regarding votes and votes not being counted. And John Kerry lost to George W. Bush. Hillary Clinton lost to Barack in 2008, giving this nation, as I stated earlier, its first African-American president. But here's really what's really important for you is this, Raleigh. In 2012, President Obama was reelected to his second term.
Yes.
The good news is that African Americans turned out to vote in such high numbers that we outdistanced white voters in the election process across this nation.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all know that. You outvoted everybody. Right. But that's the good news. Here's the bad news. Our voting performance was so great that there was a Southern strategy that was put into place. They pressured the Supreme Court to say that if African Americans are voting in such high numbers, then why do we need these federal protections to still be in place and on the books? That means that they took the Voting Rights Act of 1965 and they changed it so therefore that they didn't have to have the protections in it. So here we are, 16 years later, fighting the same battle, fighting the same issue, because black votes matter. Come on now. That's right. Hispanic votes matter. Yeah. Women's votes matter. Yeah. Black women votes matter. Disabled votes matter. Yeah. All of our votes matter, but they're trying to scatter it so that you don't have a voice. Yeah. that I should take your time and your attention for granted. I pray and hope that something that I said tonight will allow you to reflect, how did we get from here to here? There was a lot of blood that was shed. Amen. People who walked up the court steps and got killed. Amen. Folks who were lynched in a tree. Amen. Folks who did not see 21. Yes, folks who wanted to make sure that our lives were better. Yes, sir. So we don't have a right to even think about not voting. Yes, right. Somebody in the church says,